How's it, guys? Today we will be looking at some more of the best video game OSTs ever created. Since the popularity of the previous video in this series, I've seen an unprecedented amount of comments telling me to make more videos. Because of this, I've picked up alcoholism to cope with the lack of sleep and have begun to neglect my girlfriend in the pursuit of the grind. If you listen very closely, you can actually hear my girlfriend scratching on the door, begging for my attention. So please, be grateful for what I do for you guys. I just want to say this is my personal list of picks, as I do have some rather weird and strange preferences in music. And without further ado, let's get into it. So starting things off, I have a question. Do you like danger? Do you like darkness? Do you like dwarves? If so, I think you have some really weird preferences, but that's okay. That's why I like you. Deep Rock Galactic is one of the best games on the market right now, and if you haven't played it yet, I cannot recommend it enough. The game has one of the best communities I've ever seen, and the gameplay is borderline perfect. The soundtrack is today's focus, and it doesn't disappoint. It very quickly conveys the journey you'll be going on every time you dive right into Howzit. You have some beautiful tracks that really sell the underground exploration aspect of the game. That alien feeling of being underground in the dark, with nothing but the light you carry and the flares you'll be throwing at every opportunity. When it comes to the action, it kicks into gear and gives you this wonderful feeling of suspense and danger. If you're like me and play at higher hazard levels, that music can be downright frightful at times. My personal favorites are Journey of the Prospector. It nicely shares that feeling of being a blue-collar worker, roughing it out on some godforsaken world, and I love it. And of course, Dance of the Dreadnoughts. It's just a great overall song. You know what so many games do wrong nowadays? Well, a lot of things. But what I want to mention is this. So many games feel like a product, something to be branded and sold off with no soul or value to bring to the customer. Instead, it just exists to take hours off your life. What we need is more of this.
This is the greatest plan ever!
This is the dumbest plan ever.
Let's hope this works.
Gang? What's that?
Oh my, that was not in my calculations. Good news, he'll still hit the tower. Just not exactly where we planned.
Well, I'm in. I hope no one noticed. Crap.
Hi-Fi Rush is one of the best games I've played in a long time. and I strongly suggest you give it a try. This video is about some of the best OSTs, and this game is literally about its music, and it can be felt in everything, and I mean everything. That bush, your player model, the enemy attack times, the movement of your character, it's actually so incredible. Hi-Fi Rush has one amazing soundtrack made of both original and already existing commercial music, and it all blends into the game's aesthetic so well. The game looks gorgeous and literally has you vibing constantly. I can honestly tell you that this is the first game I've played that literally requires you to vibe if you want to make it through the game on the harder difficulties. If you aren't bopping your head, you are going to miss those perfect parries and on-beat combos. Get good? No, get with the beat, dude. I could go on about this game, but I want to keep this video short. Game good, music good, me like, you buy. All my fellas, I've once again been caught lacking. Remember how last video I was shocked when I heard Sonic Frontiers music? What is this? That music is fire, by the way. Well, it just happened again. Transformers Devastation is a welcome surprise, and the music is right up my alley. And now is one of my favorite music playlists. You've got a large host of amazing rock music, all themed very nicely. I was expecting more robotic or synthwave type music, but what I ended up finding was way more exciting. Fun fact, this is actually the same developer behind Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and you can very clearly see that in the gameplay. We've got the upbeat and frankly epic sounding Autobots theme. Then we got ourselves that menacing heavier beat for the Decepticon. And many more epic songs. I recommend you look up the playlist if you think you'd like this kind of music. Anton, I hope you're watching this, and I thank you for telling me about the soundtrack. I was thoroughly surprised when I first heard this. Terraria. Terraria isn't a game I've played a whole lot, but I at least have some experience in it, and honestly can say it's a great game. It has a very unique art style and soundtrack in the base game, and I just love it. It's great. The insane variety of loot and boss fights is just amazing, and if you want to try it out but haven't done so yet, give it a try. And that said, we are here to talk about the Calamity mod and the music it brings to the table. The Calamity mod is essentially if you gave the base game steroids and souped up that bad boy, adding in a ton of new items, boss fights, and the music. Now when I tell you I wasn't expecting this, I mean I wasn't expecting this. The Calamity mod OST comes with a whole host of new tracks, most notably of which are the boss fight tracks. They actually have a pretty wide variety from the typical rock music I like, to some of the more interesting songs, one of which is now my favorite personal songs in the OST. Okay, so basically I've got two crab themed songs lined up, okay? But I want to know which one's the superior crab song. Now here's a classic everyone's gonna know, and I believe that this is still the superior crab song, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, these crabs kind of dance like you and I do. But anyways. Okay, so basically, what do you think is the superior crab song? Just remember, this is the internet, so you're gonna get a lot of hate for what you say here right now.
I really like the first one because it sounds like very upbeat and fun. The second one's really cool. The crabs scare me. they got good dance moves, but very scary.
Alright, so you really just more vibe with the first one. Kind of a crabulon enjoyer then.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight is currently sitting on an overwhelmingly positive review on Steam, and it's not hard to see why. I haven't played this game, but the beautiful art style, challenging and fun combat, along with other elements clearly make the game as great as it is. But the music, damn dude, the music. It gives off a lot of that Dark Souls energy, but there's also something really surreal and charming about it. From what I understand, it's very much like Dark Souls as far as how grim and dark it is, but it's got its own spin on the formula too, and I'd love to give the game a try if I could. I'm very happy people pointed out this OST to me. It's why I love making videos and hearing what other people have to say. I get to discover great new music, and you guys get a few good mentions yourself. I've gotten more recommends on this game than Doom recommendations, and I barely survived that onslaught. That said, nobody told me I was in for some of the most inspiring music I've ever heard. Risk of Rain 2 has the benefit of having great gameplay and a very cool aesthetic by some amazing music. It features a variety of progressive and experimental, as the wiki puts it, acoustic, electronic, and rock music incorporated. The soundtrack ends up giving this feeling of being lost on a world that is alien to you, with this electronic beat hitting at this sci-fi twist to it. What I love about the song, Risk of Rain, the game's name, is that just like the game title, the song hints that there is a great risk of bad things to come. And I think it very neatly goes with the roguelike gameplay, as your journey, although awe-inspiring and fun, has a high likelihood of coming to an end. I'm going to be honest, I'm very happy I gave Risk of Rain 2 OST a listen, as I actually love this type of music. It's unique and just does something for me I can't quite explain. I'd love to play this game, but unfortunately things are kinda rough right now, so I need every penny I can get. I'll leave a link to my Steam account if you feel like being generous, but there's no shame in not doing so. Things are hard all around the world right now. All in all, this OST is a must. 10 out of 10, I loved it so much. Would listen again. Roboquest is one of the most fun games I've played in recent memory. This is one of the best roguelikes on the market, with solid gunplay, satisfying sound design, a very simple story, and, most importantly, a f***ing amazing soundtrack. Every area you visit has its own unique soundtrack, and as they progressively get harder, the beat gets better. Roboquest has a lot of that electronic music you'd expect from a game about fighting robots, but it sneaks enough variety and good songs in there to really make itself unique and genuinely a great time to listen to. You already know, when Journey hits, I'll be bopping my head and vibing like it's the best song I've heard all day. Destiny, or more specifically Destiny 2, is a game I've spent some time on. While I can't say it's really my cup of tea, I can tell you that the game still held some of that Bungie magic we all know and love. This being the good gunplay, massive variety in gear and playable biomes you can visit, and the absolute ton of story and DLC missions you can take part in. Along with that, the music fits nicely into that Bungie magic I mentioned. I won't lie, when I gave the full OST a listen, I was pretty bored and didn't feel like I was listening to anything new or unique. Nothing that gave me a feeling I haven't felt before, until I heard Journey. That song gave me that feeling of being properly immersed in the Destiny universe, a strange and wonderful universe with powerful guardian protectors and all manner of threats, a balance of darkness and light, an endless battle amongst the stars. Destiny's soundtrack, while nothing groundbreaking or powerful, uses what it has to great effect. The good use of orchestral performances really grounds the setting, and I mean, do you really need more than an orchestra to make you feel epic? I mean, have you heard Duel of the Fates?